Good evening, everyone. I'm here as in my capacity as the treasurer of eWIT. eWIT stands for Empowering Women in IT. In fact, this was started in 2004. So when we started, empowering women in IT, IT women are all more empowered than anybody else is the question that everybody asks. But when we started out, it became a place where women can network, because at that point of time, there were very few women throughout the IT industry. Though we have about 50% of the population being women, when you take the period of the century beginning, 2000s and all, you will find that even in an entry level, there was only just 10 to 15% of women being employed in the IT industry, though it was actually growing at a very, very fast pace. That's when this forum was, started. It gave us a good platform, and we started working for increasing the share of women in IT. And today we are very, very happy to see that at the entry level, the women in IT workforce is more than 50+% is only women. But post that, entry level then the percentage comes down very, very drastically. Middle management level, it is okay. But at the top management level, it is much, it's only in double digit starting, or even lesser than even the only less than even say 10%, that kind. So what's happening is that the pipeline has to be built up. So that's where eWIT still has its relevance in terms of empowering the women to take up larger roles, do a leadership roles, and then manage their family and be having their feet on the ground, but at the same time flying into the the sky. Sky is the limit. We are actually encouraging women to go break the glass ceiling, which is well within them rather than just outside. So that's where we from eWIT are still passionate about continuing this journey, and we hope that we will be able to help out women in eWIT also. So with this brief about where eWIT comes in, along with the eWIT clubs, both being women's only organization, I think there is a lot more that we need to do, not only for the people around us doing service to the society, but also to us. So let's first think ourselves as the people who need such services, and mental wellness is something that we definitely need, because these kind of things are very, very necessary. I'm so happy that we are on a mental health day. We are having this mental wellness topic being organized by eWIT Club of Madras South, the oldest club in our district, the forerunner for all of us, and along with eWIT, which is a pioneer in terms of creating a safe and secure workplace for women in IT industry. So over to Ambika for further proceedings.
One second, Shanta. Yeah. Okay. So now we will be having Dr. Mathangi's introduction. Or I think Shruti. Shruti, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So just a second. Dr. Republica is also here. Can I?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So over to you.
Dr. Republica will do the RMD and then Shruti on Aura.
Yeah.
And then we will go to Kalarani for the main part of the event. Yeah.
Okay, so good evening, one and all. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and it is very, very, very crucial. So being in the medical profession for over 30 years, R&D has a group of hospitals in 5 different locations with 140 beds. And our core areas, geriatric and palliative care. We see time and again that many hidden, bipolar or schizophrenics or depression becomes flared up as they get old. The second thing is loneliness. Now, just to bring up the topic that if this will also pass, we should just learn to be happy is very, very, very important. It's such a wonderful topic. And for women, this is very crucial, because as a medical person, women have lot of endocrinal issues, which we fail to understand. Our body keeps changing right from puberty, then once during pregnancy, after marriage, when we are having menopause, because all these are mixed and we never seem to relate. We start blaming ourselves. That's the biggest mistake where all women land up into major problems. We start blaming ourselves. We are either guilty, and second thing is we have to understand that each span of life, our hormones also play a vital role. And if we don't take care of those issues, this will get worsened once you're beyond 40. Because when you're between 45 to 55 is the menopause age. The actual time is 48 to 52. So at around this time, in the physiology, if it is not understood, then the women are the major targets, to have more depression, more challenging situations, and the work-life balance becomes very important. R&D care precisely look after elderly, where we see a lot of dementia patients, patients with delirium, and we are also looking after terminally ill people. Now, what we came to understand that the family dynamics also becomes very, very important, and they don't realize that that plays a major role. As I said again, women, especially when there is so much of cultural pressure in our country, we always keep thinking we have not done right, but we also have to understand that this is because we are not able to cope. And I think bringing in wellness into this will definitely make a lot of difference, because mental well-being and physical well-being goes hand in hand. This is important. I'll just give few important points which we have to understand mental wellness. Now, mental wellness is basically because of two major hormones in our brain. It is dopamine, which is the major factor. If the dopamine is low, everything becomes low. So this is, serotonin and dopamine. So always this balance has to be maintained. When it doesn't get maintained, when we are always in stress, when we have issues like our body's hemoglobin is low, our body's calcium is low, our mobility becomes less. We have multiple things to, balance. We don't give importance to our mood. We always, pass it off telling, night I did not sleep well, but we did not. But why I'm not sleeping well, that we really don't give an importance. So all this is, a cumulative effect which slowly starts flaring up in people who have this hormone imbalance in the brain, plus hormonal changes in the body, plus the physical and mental well-being not being okay. Parenting is another major part which we never think. The childhood plays a lot of impact onto the people. If the childhood is not good, then it definitely reflects. There's a lot of inner insecurity which causes a lot of this. Me being in dementia and palliative care, many a times we also see cancer patients who are mostly oppressed. They have feelings which is not being shared. Those are the kind of people who land up with early cancer, and they always, so sharing is a very important platform. Understanding your mind, understanding your body, understanding your food, this plays a very major role in developing your mental health. The resilience part has to be built in within. And how this comes, it would be platforms like this. As you rightly said, ma'am, that good networking, support system will definitely play a major role. In terms of diseases in mental health, as a medical professional, I would say, if you have a feeling, I don't want to meet people, I just want to be withdrawn at place, then immediately we have to think that this person is from going into some sort of loneliness to depression. The early stage immediately does not become depression. It would be loneliness. From loneliness, slowly they will have a withdrawal, and depends on the personality also. So all these factors culminate into a good mental health, and this will come because of proper food, sleep, hormone balance, good nutrition. So all this plays a vital role. And in R&D care, we have been seeing many patients that they want to, enjoy life, but they feel guilty that I should not enjoy life. And when they really get a disease, which is like non-communicable disease, let it be heart disease, let it be cancer, then they start feeling, oh God, I've not lived my life. I thought I will earn so much money, I'll retire, and then I will enjoy. But then by the time it is too late. So this is a very valid point which I want to say today, that yes, we should understand that a bad phase up and down will really go, it will be a passing clouds. We can definitely overcome this. Two main factors I want you all to take it as a take home message. When you have people who are self-inflicting themselves, those are people who are very, very vulnerable for suicides. This is just, they say, I hit myself. I just, burnt myself, or I pinched myself. I feel something low. This is one thing. I'll just sign off telling a true story. I had a very close old friend of mine who was always, feeling low. No matter what you tell, you bring her back, she will go back, go back, go back. And one fine day, I found that, no, she took, the tawa, she put her hand on the tawa and she burnt herself. She said, I'm not a good human being, and all that stuff. Then I said immediately, because our people, they are not very happy when we say go for counseling or mental health. They feel, no, I'm absolutely wrong. This is why I did this. That is why I did this. They keep blaming the others. They don't realize something is wrong with me. So what was the true story, which is a real true story which happened? Then I said, okay, you don't need to meet a counselor, but if you can share with me some incidences where you feel, you're still scared, or you still, not feeling comfortable. Two major issues came. One is she was abused by her uncle very frequently. So she was feeling bad that, something is wrong with me. I was used for something which is wrong. That is one aspect which was burning into her. Second thing is she's had some sort of, I won't say introduction, but she had some bondage, with another woman during her adolescent period. That was holding as a major grief and a guilt into her, that she kept feeling so low. No matter what, you tried to do, she had the best of things, but she always felt low, and she was like, even for small things, she'll go for, put her hand on the tawa, or she'll, cut herself. It was very constant. It was happening frequently. And once she opened up this, and we gave a little bit of medications which will improve her mood, she's completely different person now. So I think people have to open up with every aspect, not feeling bad that some person will judge you. Come out of these incidents. And when people who are getting old, by the time it is too late, we cannot change the character. So within 35 to 45 and 45 to 60 are two different major jumps, because they're completely hormone, especially for women, changes completely. So if we don't do the corrections from the adolescent to the next level of changes in the hormone, this might become a permanent damage and a scar in the brain, and that will change the lifestyle and obviously career and everything. So I would like to thank the entire team to give this opportunity. And R&D Care has been 30 years serving the elders and palliative care, and seeing day-to-day people with mental health problems in terms of dementia, Alzheimer's. One hint I would like to tell is the best way to avoid Alzheimer's and dementia is to keep doing brain gym activities. Always do fine motor movements. Olden days, elders used to use a crochet, or they used to do even simple things that frequent columns, using the beads in the hands, the small pin rolling movements, and the fine motor skills will definitely reduce the incidence of dementia and early aging in the brain. So that is one aspect. Second thing is always keep seeing if you have frequent headaches, mood swings, sleep disturbances, and if it is coming repeatedly, you definitely need to meet a physician. I'm not even telling go meet a psychiatrist, but meet a physician. And if this is going to be repeated, don't feel shy to go meet a doctor, first a counselor, and if required, don't directly go to a psychiatrist, because you might be loaded with medications which is unwarranted. So just understand yourself, share it with a few friends. Don't feel guilty that you'll be judged. Look at your hormonal profile, your medical profile, whether there is any hormonal issue, whether there is any deficiency that you're not able to perform, and then reach out to a counselor and then to the psychiatrist. Because many times we make the mistake, we jump directly to a psychiatrist when that was not at all warranted, and it could have been some sort of a medical condition which should have been ignored, or it could be even drugs. Let me tell you, many drugs cause depression. Many of the diabetic drugs, the side effect is clear depression. So let us be clear and be sensitive about what medications we are taking. Even antacid, certain antacid combinations causes depression in a silent way. Not exactly a deep depression, but it causes sleepiness, lethargy. You start feeling low for yourself. So be sensitive even of the medication which you're taking and take care of yourself. Let's all have a healthy living, a healthy mind and body. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, doctor. Now over to Shruti.
Good evening, ma'am. Evening, am I audible to everybody?
Yes, Shruti.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So, good evening, everybody. I'm Shruti, the founder of Aura Holistic Wellness Center. So, my today's topic is about why is wellness important than illness. So, I'll give you the first, the correct definition of wellness. So, it is an act of practicing healthy habits in a daily basis to attain a better physical health and a mental health. So, the basic definition of wellness is
Shruti, we lost you. Yeah.
I got a proper, physical health and a proper mental health. So nowadays, if you see, people don't focus on their life.
Can't hear you.
So it is important to focus on your lifestyle because day to day, everybody are stressed. Everybody has work because we work in a very systematic way. We get up, we go for work, we come back. So even during those times, it is better to have time for yourself and you really, dedicate a time for yourself. It is very important because giving time for yourself definitely makes a lot of change. So do what you love, like maybe people like to go to the gym to work out, or some people is just like reading books, some people like to sing, some people like to dance, some people like to hear music. But the self care and the self love and the time for yourself, dedicate the time for having the leisure that for yourself is equally very important. So nowadays, when you start doing that, having time for yourself and doing what you love, and don't see the time, just do what you love. When you try to think, definitely it makes your body energized, and physically and mentally you'll become very happy. uh, there is definitely a saying, your mental health and your physical health goes hand in hand. I totally believe in that. What you think is what you do. So when you're mentally very happy and you surround yourself with positive people and you're always talking positive and everything, definitely even your body will become very active. Your body will be very active and it will be very energized. But if you're mentally very sad and depressed and you're not able to do anything, automatically even your body will become very dull, very lazy. So it is very important for you to focus on your lifestyle and your well-being equally, to eat the right nutrition food, keeping your mental health very proper, having always a productive, having a very productive, life, daily life. So
Thank you,
that is
Shruti. Thank you so much. This has been very good. In fact, I think you and Dr. Ree have been trying to actually consolidate the topic of the day. So thank you so much. For those of you
I'm
here,
not finished, ma'am,
yeah,
yet.
yeah,
I
I'm
want to
just
like.
coming there for what you are saying. For others, just to give an introduction of you, Shruti Sridhar actually runs Aura Holistic Wellness Center in T Nagar. As a child, she has seen a lot of palliative care and people dying because of various illnesses. And she challenged her mother, saying that let's focus on wellness than illness, preventive measures than care and cure. And that is how the Aura Holistic Wellness came into place. They do a lot of things, right from mental health, emotional health, physical health, yoga practices, medication, physiotherapy, and everything for your well-being. So in case any one of you want to reach out to Shruti offline, please do so. And her center in T Nagar is of extremely wonderful support to all of us. Shruti, as we are aware of the time, I would request Dr. Mathangi's introduction from Kalarani, please.
I just want to say a short story,
Yeah, go
so
ahead.
I just finished up with it.
Quicker the better.
So, yeah, sorry for the time thing. So actually, in Aura, we got a very challenging case. So that the case is nothing but Aditya Giri. There was a boy called Aditya Giri. He was a rifle shooter. So definitely, it was a very challenging case because when he came in, from his birth, he had paralyzed legs, and he could not eat, and he was very depressed and everything. So it was a very challenging case for us because we had to do overall holistic improvement on him. So for his championship, we had to do it. So we gave him the right, nutrition, and we had to give yoga. But yoga, he could not really walk or do anything. So we had to give him the proper meditation. Then we gave him physiotherapy, and we gave him biomechanics exercises for his joint pains, and for strengthening his joint pains and his muscle strength and his elbow strength. So it was a very challenging case for us and for me because I had to prove to everyone that holistically we can do a lot of improvement to anybody overall. So when we finish, we had to always, follow up and all, and see whether he's, eating the right nutrition, and physically, doing the exercise properly, eating well, mentally, he's stable, he's not depressed or he's not nervous. We had to give him a lot of conversation, a lot of follow up we had to do. But after all our hard work we put into him, it took us, almost 6 7 months for us to really work on him and make the change. Then we were so happy because he won the national para champion in 2022, and he won the second place. So we were so happy about it because it was very challenging case for us, because normally we get cases where they just come in because they were depressed or they're sad or they, physically they were not flexible, so they come to do yoga and give him the right nutrition and everything. But this really made a change for us, and it made me also realize that okay, holistically it does definitely makes a change for everybody, and it is very important for us to strive and for the well-being. And definitely wellness has if you take care of yourself and you give the importance for your body, definitely it improves your lifestyle and your well-being overall. So yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say overall. Thank you.
Thank you, Shruti. Over to you, Kalarani, to introduce Dr. Mathangi. Kala? Kala, you're breaking up.
I think her network is not working.
If I may be permitted for the spending on the time, I'll give a brief intro of myself.
Please
Okay.
go ahead, doctor.
Okay,
Thank
fine.
you.
I'm
Appreciate
Dr. Mathangi. I'm a physiologist, and I'm also a life coach. And I am with Aura, working on lifestyle modification, stress management, and other things. So there is no medicine involved, though I teach in the medical school as well. So there is no medicine involved. I handle them by bringing the best version of themselves. So being a motivational speaker in various schools, colleges, and I work with the government as well. More for health and well-being, and with the corporates and the government, my predominant thing is bringing in joy of working, as well as bringing in the work-life balance, and especially working on women empowerment. This has been my crux, and I have over 25 plus years of teaching experience as well in the medical school. That's it in brief. I might just break within a couple of seconds because I'm just driving back home, so I didn't want to miss on anything. So that's why I've been joining you. Okay? Before I start on it, today is being the World Mental Health Day, and I'm sure all of you know the theme as well. So I think when we are bringing mental health, which needs to be universally available to everybody without any discrimination. And also, nobody has a stigma about telling that I'm not okay, right? I think I always feel like it is okay to say that I'm not okay, right? I think that's the most important thing, and we need the guts to do it as well. Just a minute, because I'm just going to get off my car. Okay, just 1 minute. I need the card. Okay. Just 1 minute alone. I'm just entering my home now. Sorry. Sorry.
Okay, it's okay.
This is a work-life balance because I came from my work. My mother-in-law has been sick. Just had to go to the cardiologist to get her medical workup reviewed as well. So that is. I hope I'm not going to walk you through my home. Just give me a little bit.
Probably this is what we all learn, right? To strike the right balance when start
Yes.
whatever it is, But again, I think the commitment is what we need to appreciate. So thank you, Dr. Mathangi. And
Yeah,
also,
I'm done. I think I'm in my room. I'm in my room, so no
Fine.
worries. Just that 1 minute, I just wanted that time alone. Good. I'm in back in my home,
And you
my
can
nest.
switch on your video when you're ready, Doctor.
Yes, I'm ready. I've got into my room. Okay, so today when I'm going to say like it is mental wellness day, I think there are 3 things. I love this group with which I'm actually conversing because before we actually went informally, I saw a beautiful interaction with 2 people. And the word that I liked there was, I have too many things on my bucket list. That's something I loved. Right? I think each one of us need to have that bucket list. Right? I think that's the first thing. The next beautiful thing I felt was, we all always say physical well-being. Agreed. Now we've all also added one more thing, which is mental well-being. But what we are missing out, and the most important for women, is social well-being. Right? So I need to have my physical well-being, which is definitely my diet and my physical activity. My mental well-being, how do I keep myself calm, cool, composed? You can put all the C's to it. Maintaining my composure, everything as well. But we all lose out on our friends the minute we have got married. You can see that our husbands connect with their friends. Even after marriage, we reconnect with our friends when we reach 45. All of us, please raise your hands. Tell me, when did you form your WhatsApp group of schoolmates and college friends? How many of you did it after 45?
Yes.
Yes, the same thing. Because that's the time my nest is becoming empty. Slowly my birds are flying out and I'm just feeling it. Oh my God, what have I been doing this last 20 years? Let me connect with my friends. And that's when the minute I connect with my school friends or my college friends, I become that young teenage girl again. And I start to feel like living my life, right? So let's never ever disconnect from our friends, our social thing that we have really made it up. I think that social bonding is very, very important. So the 3 things which we need to focus on: physical well-being, mental well-being, and social well-being. As we had Dr. Republica and Shruti also telling, none of them are separate. They are intersecting. If I'm physically well, I'm mentally well. If I'm mentally well, I'm physically well, right? But do you know one elixir for both? If your social quotient is amazing, you're both physically and mentally well. I'm not getting madam's name, who just recently came from Kenya.
Yeah, Sarada.
Sarada ma'am. Okay. If I had a friend buddy like that, I think I will be on my toes. Okay, fine. Tell me, I'm packing my bag.
Really.
I got mad. I'm also telling like I pack my. So I'm going to be physically active, right? And I'm going to be. You cook something that you want. I have made some parupudi or vattakodambu kept in the fridge. Do whatever you want next 3 days. Don't ever call me. My mobile will be not reachable. So I'm mentally free. He's stressed as well, right? So it is amazing way that social connect you have, your physical well-being and mental well-being are taken care of without even you do anything. Because you'll be talking. You'll get exhausted. You'll eat well. You'll sleep well. And you'll feel literally like probably the first session might be venting. Oh, same story there also. It is the same blood there also. That's how we'll be going. And then we'll be, okay, fine. Everybody's life is like that. So I come in from a denial. My life alone is like this. From that, I'm moving into a life of acceptance. Right? That's very, very important. From denial to acceptance. But if I'm going to stop there, it is different. Let us do it. So I'm moving forward. That is what is very, very important for all of us. Okay. So with this, just a quick preamble. I have a slide. How would you like? Would you like me speaking like this with you more than using my slides?
Yes, speak a lot.
Fantastic. I also love, rather than using my slides, I love speaking because I like seeing the faces. That's much, much more than seeing my slides as such. Okay, thank you for that. So what I just thought was, what we require is, there is stress for each one of us. Only thing is that how I handle the stress makes a difference. But I always tell to the young kids whom I meet, there is a problem for everybody, but how you look at the problem makes a difference. You see it as a problem, it is always a problem. And you see the problem, it is almost always a problem. But if you see it as an opportunity, you only see the solutions, you don't see the problem anymore. There's not one solution. I made it as solutions, right? So a problem is a problem as long as you see it as a problem. The minute you see it as an opportunity, it becomes a opportunity. So the minute my change in the mindset is what is very, very important for each one of us. So that means when I'm going to be stressed, the 4 important A's, which I love. First, try to avoid the stressor. If my stressor is my loved one, to whom I've bonded with, I can't avoid him. But the next one, can I alter? I cannot alter how he behaves. But the one thing is how I behave, right? Alter our behavior, because what is in my control is me. Me, myself is what is under my control. Try to avoid. If you can't avoid, try to alter your behavior. It could be your time management. It could be the way I communicate. It could be my body language. It could be anything that I'm doing. So alter that. The third one, so try to accept it. The minute I accept it, I now know, like, I'm not going to build my castle in the air. But what I'm going to do now, my loved one, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to accept it and I'm going to make that as a brick to step on and move forward. Not rather than sit on that rock and cry there. The last A is the best A, adapt. Adapt to the change. That means I have to upskill myself. Now, I'm sure the COVID, what it has done to all of us is all of us learned how to use the net efficiently. Be it Google Meet, Zoom, Teams, all of us started to learn that. So we learned, we adapted very fast. So the first thing, the difference between each one of us is these 4 A's, how am I handling? What are they? Avoid, alter, accept, and adapt. The minute I'm using these 4 A's efficiently, my stress is no more a stress. I keep walking over it and I handle it. You can see that in our workplace, somebody, the same boss, somebody is smiling and somebody is just cribbing. Oh, she is boss favorite. No, she has learned how to handle herself. I think that's the first important thing for all of us. The 4 A's, that's it. There are multiple things that we have, but I just wish to leave with that 4A. With that, I'm adding one more. We always say, who is your fallback whenever you are stressed out? I'm just taking our mythology. Is your fallback Kuni? Then you will be like a Kaikeyi. If your fallback Shakuni, you will be thinking like a Duryodhana only. But if your fallback is Krishna, Krishna never gave an answer. Krishna gave multiple questions which made you find your right answer, right? So you have your fallback person who will be a person who will keep nudging you and make you do what you can do best. She identifies, நீ எப்படி இப்படி இருக்க? All எல்லாரும் அந்த 36 வயது நிலையில பார்த்திருப்போம். எனக்கு ரொம்ப ரொம்ப பிடிச்ச சீன் அதுல எப்படின்னாக்கா ஜோதிகாவை அபிராமி வந்து பாக்குற சீன். I can't see you like this. You were our inspiration in college. Where has that lady gone? We got inspired by you. Have a friend like that who brings the best out of you, right? I think these things, if we have, I think I've learned how to handle my stress, right? I hope I'm clear on that part.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay. So, but the most important thing with all of us is we are mindful. I'm telling mind is full instead of being mindful. I hope I'm making கொஞ்சம் சில இது மாதிரி இருக்கு இல்லையா my mind ஃபுல்லா குப்பையா இருக்கு or நான் என்ன வேலை பண்றேனோ my heart mind soul is only in that job, right? You can see the pleasure of it. Let's take you're making your son or daughter is coming home after a long time. அப்போ phone ஒரு friend அதே நம்மளோட அந்த கிருஷ்ணா மாதிரி இருக்க friend எனக்கு phone பண்ற ஏய் வெய்யா my son is coming அப்படின்ட்டு ஆத்மார்த்தமா we do the cooking. அந்த சமையலோட டேஸ்ட் நம்ம சமையல் தான் நம்ம அதே சமையல் தான் we don't get the same taste that it came that day because we were heart and soul into that job of cooking. So the beauty of that cooking came very, very well. It's not just for cooking, it is even for our other work. So when we are doing something, I never like anybody who is doing multitasking, but do task switching, right? Plan yourself very well. Now, job A. There is a wait time in job A. Let me finish my job B. திருப்பதி மொட்டை மாதிரி எல்லா வேலையும் ஆரம்பிச்சு வைக்க கூடாது. So ஒரு வேலை எடுத்தாக்க
Focus.
Hello.
Dr. Mathangi, I think we lost you.
Yeah, we can't hear her.
I think,
I think it's got disconnected. She's probably.
Okay. In the meanwhile, I think we can
Problem
discuss.
with Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I think this is an open talk, right? So all of us can share our incidents. What is one incident in your life that you felt challenging and how did you overcome that? You can not mention the name or the place, but definitely share with us so that it will help rest of the people in here to understand how great and how courageous that particular situation was. Anybody want to take that?
No, I'm Kala Rani, President
Kala.
of Innovate Club of Madras South. I just
you,
have
Kala.
a doubt which I'd like to clear through Dr. Mathangi or Dr. Republica, whoever.
Sure.
I want to know the difference between
Sorry, I think
bipolar. Can
Yeah,
you
go
hear
ahead,
me?
Kala. Go ahead with your question.
I want to know the difference between bipolar, schizophrenia, and mental depression. All these terms more or less the same for the illness that requires medication, or how does it differ?
Okay.
Ma'am, I'll just give a prelude and I would like Dr. Republica to take over from there. All three are different. All three need to be handled medically because all three have a neurological cause. I would say a neurochemical cause. Some neurotransmitter is either more or less. Okay, so there are some regions which are firing erratically. So you need to, it's like, I don't have enough salt, I put salt. I have more glucose, I try to reduce glucose. In the same way, it is with the neurochemicals. So each one of it, the patient behaves differently. Each one of it, the treatment is also different. I'll go over to Dr. Republica. Anyway, just want to say that I just gave a glimpse of it. I got cut. I don't know how I got cut. I have a few more info to share, but after this question, I will go further. Okay.
Sure,
Okay,
doctor. Yeah, go
so,
ahead.
yeah, it's a very important question because even today I had a patient and the patient was asking, this person, he's a 62-year-old man who's landed up with cancer. And when we did all the, in fact, I've been trying to hold Mathangi ma'am to come and, counsel this patient. Now, this man has not got married, sacrificed his entire life. And with this, disease, he's really feeling low. He's always crying. So initially, the family thought it was only depression. But then on analysis, yes, he has depression. So there are certain, indicators to see, the patient is depressed. So depression is one disease where the neurochemicals are very low. But it is always triggered by a particular incident, or they, from birth, they always feel low with low self-esteem, which eventually becomes, they start becoming withdrawn and they eventually become depressed. So that is one part of it. Now, bipolar is the people who always have an illusion of themselves, right? They feel, so they will have dual personalities typically. So one end, they might be very good. The other end, they might be very bad. Bad in the sense, they might be, harming themselves or harming others. Whereas the schizophrenia is mostly they land up with a lot of manic disorders, they are very psychotic and things like that. Especially you will see schizophrenic, if I can give an example, is or severe alcoholics. Most of them, when they do the analysis, they will find that they are, actually they have a background schizophrenia. So the medications are completely different for all the three. So depression is because of the neurochemicals low, but it is triggered by some incidents, or they already have genetically prone for depression and they land up. Now for a woman particularly, because this forum, as I said, when there is premenstrual situation, when there is a perimenopausal situation, these hormones become low, right? So all the more a depression or a depression can be, aggravated, even postpartum, right? After delivery, there are many of them who go into depression. They won't know why this is happening. This is all because of the neurochemicals becoming low, which is triggered by some incident or a low self-esteem. That is depression. When it is bipolar, they are different personalities. Again, it is because of neurochemicals, but this is more of characteristics. And schizophrenia typically can be psychotic or mania, or they might have, incidents of having completely a different personality, where they're very, I would say very hyper or very bold and things like that.
Thank you. Can continue.
Cut. I think it's a line got cut.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
yes, please.
Doctor.
No, go ahead. I thought you finished.
Okay. So this is where we have to see a depression patient might be a bipolar or a schizophrenic, but a schizophrenic never will have a depression. It will be the other way around. They might be very hyper, or they might be, they might have manic episodes, becoming very, you can't control them. That kind of a situation when it becomes worse. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Martin.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. It's another experience with the same thing which Madam asked, an important question. Just sharing. This is a nice thing. This is a client from Aura whom I had an opportunity to be with her. I would say I was being with her. She came with a postpartum depression. Okay, but today I'm getting a message. For a long time, I felt my current state of mind was due to my weakness. I was made to believe that I was unnecessarily thinking. And I didn't know how to come out of it. Thanks to you, I'm overcoming it. I think these are the words which make us really, really happy. Like you have been there alongside them to bring the best version of themselves. I think that's what Aura actually does to each one who comes to us. Because she came from, referred by, I'm happy that psychiatrists are referring them to holistic wellness, right? She was a patient of a psychiatrist who had referred her to come to Aura, and that's how she came to us. Okay. So just going over this quote of Swami Vivekananda, which I really like is talk to yourself at least once in a day. Otherwise, you'll miss meeting a beautiful person in this world. Something similar you also have from our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, sir. But this is quote from Swami Vivekananda, which I always like. So how much do we reflect on our day? When we reflect on our day, how do we do that reflection? Just a small acronym, like how I said the 4A, GLAD. Number one, find gratitude in one thing you're thankful for the day. Number two, L, what is that one thing that you learned today? It could be like putting my mobile phone on a vibration mode. Okay, so even that would be an amazing thing. Number three, what is that one accomplishment that you made today that you're really, really proud of? My God, the way my boss screamed at me, I kept myself calm and cool. I think that's a major accomplishment, but I woke up with the first alarm. I didn't even allow it to snooze. It's a major accomplishment in itself. And the last one, D, find one thing of delight that touched you today. It could be like you saw somebody helping somebody on the road, or you helped somebody and brought that smile. Can we reflect on our life like that? I think that's what is important, because for each one of us, what is holding us back is not the chain, not my husband, not my boss, not my arrogant family member, or not the missed opportunity. The block is all here in my head. If I remove it, and that's it, I am myself. So that means I will have to see what is it stopping my self-worth. Number one is self-doubt. We always think, I cannot do this. I will fail if I try it, right? Or it is a totally distorted thinking. I'm stupid. I'm very lazy. And I think like I missed the opportunity. They gave me an option. It's okay. It's okay to feel not okay. I have a very rigid plan and I will only follow that. That too in Madras, if you know that I know driving very well. But the metro, because with all roadblocks, I'm getting lost. So I book an Uber. No, this is the time for you to search the streets, which you have never ever ventured. Probably you'll see one of the beautiful house, or you may bump into one of your old friend whom you could not find on the social media. So never have a fixed plan. Always think that new plans are made to happen so that we get into something new. The fear of risk. Every woman has that fear of risk. Don't fear risk. What is going to happen? The maximum damage that can happen is I can lose myself. We are not stupid to take that risk, right? But the only thing is like, adicha kalle vidinda manga. Let's take that risk. Let's try it, right? That's one thing which inhibits. Another important thing is we live in our past. It could be our past failures or our past glory. Never ever do that. Past is past. Focus on what's today, because that's why we call it present. It's a beautiful present from God to us. Let's live today, not live yesterday, not live tomorrow. Let's live today. Okay, live in the presence as much as possible. You know that you made a beautiful rasam just by the smell. You don't even need to taste. Why do you wait for your family members to say that awesome rasam, amma? Not required. Let's stop getting that validation from outside. I know I'm fat. I don't need somebody to say that. What happened? You become so fat. Yeah, I know it. I think we'll have to learn to move on, stopping to get a validation from somebody. Madam said about the glass ceiling for women not being there in the leadership. This is one of the reasons, because we've been looking for somebody to say that, why don't you try? No, let nobody tell you try. You take that risk, right? So always feel yourself as worthy as possible. You're there on the top, then you be the support system for the others, so that you have broken the glass ceiling. You break the next women glass ceiling. Hold the door for the next person. Be ready. Be there for somebody to help. Provide them a reason why they need to break the glass ceiling. It's not that na vella varnondrathu kadiyadu. Like how Bharadiyar said, I don't need to leave my women or feminism to say that I have crossed that glass ceiling. No. Wearing clad sari, I can run a marathon as well. That's how people have shown too. So let's show what could be done with what you're having.
because I have crossed, you too can cross. That gives such a confidence to the other person who has been sulking in their past, right? Enable them to ask you as well. So that means be approachable, right? If you have made it, now you make the chain. Never break the chain. Somebody has helped you to break the glass ceiling. Now it is your responsibility to be the breaker of the glass ceiling for somebody. That means I should know what is my space and what is their space. I should know to clearly have a boundary, right? Let's have a very clear boundary. I'm just quoting this quote of Nedra Glover. He has written a beautiful book. This is a quote from him. If you think about it, the root of self-care is setting boundaries. It says no to something in order to say yes to your own emotional, physical, mental well-being. If I'm saying to my boss, like, sorry, I can't take it today, it's because I want to go home. I want to go to the gym. I want to go to my friend's party. I want to go to my shopping. That is mine. Why should I forego it because it is 9 to 5, my job is over? Why should I stay beyond time? So set your boundaries beautifully so that you're able to have your work-life balance, because you know how to set your priorities. You know where to focus. You know to schedule it. You know to respect your private time, similarly others. You know to have your personal hygiene really well. Take vacation like madam, right? Have your bucket list, the places that you want to go. Have plenty of support, good physical health with proper exercise, and set your boundaries right. You don't need anybody. I've learned to say a no. That's what my husband says something. I'm sorry, today I have my Zoom meeting. You can do a Swiggy for dinner today. So make like that, so that like you are able to have a beautiful work-life balance, physical well-being, mental well-being, emotional well-being. With all these things, a wonderful, beautiful social well-being as well. So I just wish to say, like, during this World Mental Health Day, have really, like, I've seen the way the students in my college made the posters today. Our face being the beautiful flower pot, which a wonderful, I don't know what to say, it's a beautiful bouquet over the head. I think this is such a beautiful place. Let's not make it a dustbin of garbages, right? I'm sure there should have been some takeaway from that. One flower from this on your table today, which reminds you what you need to do from tomorrow, would be the success of this session for us from Aura. Thank you so much. Any questions? I'm ready to take it from you now.
I hope after certain age, we are getting all the freedoms, all because of our what else, circumstances and family. We are free after certain age, finishing off all our responsibilities. Then we are able to follow all these things, no, madam?
Ma'am, that's how we are all thinking. But if you take the current generation, they are able to strike a beautiful work-life balance because they've learned to say a no very early.
Yeah, this current generation is different from us. They don't have any social bindings. They don't have they don't worry about the savings. They don't worry about future or anything else. But we people trained like that. No, we have to be take care of elders. We have to take care of family. We don't have time to take care of ourselves. And now we are having time, but our body is not helping.
Ma'am, now that means you are the right person to tell to everybody. தமிழ்ல சொல்ற மாதிரி கண் கெட்ட அப்புறம் சூரிய நமஸ்காரம் கிடையாது. இப்பவே every day have 5 minutes for yourself. It could be 5 minutes to have the sip of coffee without thinking of anything, right? So that is very important. But I would definitely say life is never done. I've just returned from the US the day before yesterday, and I saw old parties driving the school van. I asked my brother, what is it? He just says that these old parties are slow to drive, but emotionally strong, want to be contributing to the society. They abide by the rule, and schools are ready to give them the license to drive the school van as well.
It was amazing. So they have found what they can do after 60 or 70 as well. Life is never over, ma'am. It is life for, let us live life 2.0.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We are having some feelings by seeing the youngsters now. No, even though we are all ready at the time, our life has been divided into three. First till the college, after getting married, and after this thing.
Very, very good. Ma'am, I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat with 5 elderly to take care. The highest one is 92. The youngest one is 78. Okay, so if that is going to be the case, Republica ma'am knows like how I handle, like it is like it is there. So now what has happened is, for me, my body is my husband. So I've said like this, if I'm going to leave this, I'm going to be repent for my life. I don't want to do it. This time, please give it to me. This time is mine. So that is a dedicated time. So nobody ever disturbs me at that time. So that 30 minutes, I've now stretched it to 1 hour. 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening is my time. So that luxury of picking that 30 minutes have come after my children have left the home. But only elders are there. So somewhere down something, if we can, I'm not going to repent when I cross the 60. My bucket list is really, really big. Like Sharada ma'am, I'm just going to see, like Sharada ma'am has been my inspiration. I have my friend at Kenya, ma'am. She keeps asking me, when are you going to come for the great crossing over?
Yes, right time to go.
Right time to go. She said that, yes, I'm waiting for it. I am coming.
Yes.
Yes, that's something you'll have to watch. She said that, I am coming. So somewhere down, let's have the bucket list. At least 50% of it, I should strike before my last breath. So let's not wait till the last breath. நம்ம சொல்லுவோம் இல்லையா மேடம், சங்கரான்னு கடைசி மூச்சும் போது வராது. நீ முன்னாடியிலேன்னு சொல்லியிருந்தாதான் கடைசி மூச்சும் போது சங்கரான்னு வரும்.
மறந்து போயிடுது மேடம். நடுவுல வாழ்ற அப்ப சங்கராவே மறந்து போயிடுது.
சம்ஸ்காராவாதான் இருக்கு எல்லாருக்கும்.
இப்போ எல்லாமே மறந்து நம்பதானான்னு அப்புறம் தான் சரி டப்பா பொழைச்சிக்கணும்டான்னு அப்புறமேல சரின்னு.
வெரி குட் மேம். நம்ம பொழைச்ச மாதிரி இன்னும் நிறைய பேர் பொழைக்கல. நம்ம வந்துட்டோம், யாரோ கயிறு போட்டா வந்துட்டோம், நம்ம அதை பிடிச்சிட்டு இன்னும் அந்த கயிறை பார்க்காம நிறைய பேர் இருக்கா.
Yes, yes. I'm a good athlete in my college days. Middle, fantastic. Working, joint family, everything. I forgot all my degrees and everything. Now I'm completely happy with all my friends in Chennai.
Fantastic. Then you should go for, there is a marathon which happens in Nehru Stadium.
Okay,
for people over 45, over 60, like that they are having it. Go with your friends, ma'am.
I'm having knee replacement in both of my legs, madam. That's what I feel very bad nowadays for all those things.
Ma'am, I'm not canvassing for aura, but still I would like to say that there are some exercises, yogic things that you can do to strengthen the muscles which hold your kneecap, right? So if we strengthen the muscles appropriately, these muscles will listen to how your original kneecap works. Okay, so please do those simple exercises. It will help you a lot.
I'll talk with you afterwards. Okay.
Sure, ma'am.
I'm doing yoga every day.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Very, very nice. Anything? Thank you for all those generous compliments that you are giving. We are really, really very happy for it. And we just happy, like how I said, one flower is there on your table from tomorrow. It becomes a big bouquet over the week, over the month. And before today, in our World Mental Health Day, my psychiatric professor said, these days are celebrated because they are not given importance. Over a few years, these days should not be celebrated because we have started to give importance to it. Right? It should become like this. A mental well-being is no more a stigma. I'm not okay, so I am seeking a help. It should come like that voluntarily. It should not come out of somebody pushing.
Thank you, Dr. Mathangi. Over to you, Kala, for a vote of thanks from Nabil.
Thank you so much.
Oh. Yeah, we missed your introduction, so over to you, Kala.
Okay. Anyway, she introduced herself. Dr. Mathangi introduced herself.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mathangi. It was a very informative session. And of course, the 4 A's: avoid, adapt, accept. And what was the other thing you said? 4 A's you said.
Adapt.
Adapt, avoid, accept,
And,
and one
Alter.
alter. Right. So
Alter.
I think alter. So the youngsters and you was for your speech, though it was short. I mean, the duration was short, but it was very informative. And if we adapt these 4 A's in life itself, I'm sure we're going to see live in a better
Alter.
place, and we are going to be motivators for the younger generation too. Here itself in this session, Uma Shri and Sharda Ramni, and yourself and Dr. Replika. Actually, I was asking Uma Shri yesterday, hey, what a strange name, Dr. Republica, is it? And then she said she was born on Republic Day, and that's why she was named Republica. But it was so nice for her to, carry on with this name, because many people will be wondering why this name is quite strange. But she's accepted her name, and she's been so successful in life. So I thank all of you.
Ma'am, as
for,
her name,
being
she's
part
a
of
unique
this.
person. As
I
unique
know.
her name is, she is a unique person too.
Oh, really? Okay, I'd love to meet her through Umashri because I have a lot of personal questions, and I've been kind of dealing with such problems from members of my own family. And actually, I feel proud of myself. Like you said, I have my me time. I try my best to keep myself diverted and energetic, and of course, widen my circle of friends with all the points that you mentioned right now. Of course, I'll continue to follow all those nice advice you've given us. So thank you very much, Dr. Mathangi and Dr. Republica and the whole of Aura, Uma Shri, for giving us this wonderful opportunity. She was the past president of our club, and also now she's the president of eWIT. So it's really a beautiful platform for women to, showcase their talents and explore more avenues. Thank you very much for all the participants in this.
Thank you for the opportunity. I'll just like to add, there are very, very few, tools which we can assess our mental health well-being. Very, very short tools, assessment like a questionnaire. So I don't know, whenever we find time or a opportunity, we can just do it. There are a lot of personality scales, a lot of small assessments which we can definitely understand where our mental health is. And again, a biometric assessment to see where your physical state is. So definitely those are the new achievements which medical people have taken up, right? To understand that, we are dropping into other medical issues or a mental issue, which was not there earlier. Only when it flares up, they will land up with doctors. Now the things are not there. There are so many assessment tools where we can make out. The only thing which I would like to sign off and this wonderful opportunity is understand your body and understand your mind. Today, if your body is saying, I cannot move myself, understand that it is already reached that saturation not to do it. Same thing with the mind. There might be certain things you're trying to convince people, and if it is not happening, or you're trying to do a lot of things, mentally, but if there is a situation, learn to say no, that today this is not possible. Today I cannot do the cooking. Today this I cannot. We ourselves put our rules and suffer. Many a times that is where I see a lot of patients. When they come, it is completely in a later stage where nothing can be done. So early intervention is what I would like to say. Know your body and know your mind and act accordingly. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you.
One doubt I have, Doctor. I just wanted to ask Dr. Republica. You say it's a late intervention, bring them at a later stage. But we're not able to convince them and bring them at the early stage, because such patients feel that they're perfectly normal. And when we advise them, they accuse us of being abnormal. So they say, okay, let's be calm and quiet, and we withdraw ourselves. So how do you convince those people to come and consult doctors like you?
No, definitely this is a major thing. So even this morning, we had a lady who had a lot of gut issues. Repeatedly, she came, gut issue. She's done, you won't believe, she's almost spent 60 to 70,000 rupees just doing scans. So someone has told you go to Dr. Republica, and this girl, this is her mother.
she brought, the mom is around late 70s and she's around 50s. She's saying, whatever I tell, my mother keeps telling, we go to multiple doctors, see the scans, nothing is happening and all that. So you won't believe, I just gave a B complex and I gave her a digestive medicine. And I told, this is a very, very important medicine. And if you take this, you will be better. And gave a couple of injections, which will give a nutritional benefit. Now, what was unfortunately not seen is that she had mental issues earlier, which was coming out as gut issues. So if we had known she had these mental issues, then all these unwanted gut issues will not be there. And let me tell you one thing here, anything related to mental will always show in the gut. This is a rule medically also. The gut will tell you, if you're hyperacidic, that means you're anxious. If you have loose stools, that means you are restless, mind and body. If you're feeling bloated, that means you're feeling insecure. So this is all related to gut. So we have to have a healthy understanding of our body. That's why I'm saying. So if she's been telling, it's like I point to my gut, but actually I have a mental issue. So once I gave an antidepressant and few just B complexes, this elderly is feeling super duper good. I just gave her an antidepressant, nothing else. I didn't even do, I just did a scale assessment. I said, today you're going to be okay. Evening, she called me up. She came at 10 in the morning. 5 o'clock, she's saying, I'm feeling very good. Actually, I didn't do much intervention. But I just listened to what she was saying. She had a lot of issues. All that, it went on for 20 minutes. And then I gave a couple of medications. So the early intervention is important. If I had known this person is mentally having a lot of issues, which she couldn't share to her daughter also, then this, to the extent of 60, 70K of spending unwanted scans can be avoided. So mental and physical health has to go parallelly. Understand the body, understand the gut. You might have seen, exams munadi adikadi toilet poradhu, we'll want to go to the urine. That happens to everybody. When we are anxious, we'll go frequently to urine. Especially diabetic patients and all that. You'll typically know the graph. Early morning, endirichu thookom nanna varala, we are going repeatedly. Then always think there is some stress bothering you. When you don't have good sleep, that is one aspect. And again, I'm signing off telling, I see many, many, many elderly people landing up with severe depression and all that with the anti-diabetic medications which we are taking, which everybody is aware. So please be aware, if this drug does not suit you, it is not a hard fast rule. You can go back to your physician and say, when I take this medicine, I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling sleeping well, or I'm feeling restless. You can go back. Or some drugs will make you extremely drowsy. You're not aware. You think something is wrong. I'm going to die. I'm feeling very sick. So these early intervention is when I know there is a physical and a mental change. If it is repeatedly happening for over a period of 10 days, immediately understand we need to realign the body and the mind. It could be whatever way, that is what it is. So even for elders, repeated their attention is something else. It's like children. They don't want to go to school. They'll be telling. Actually, they might have got scared of some teacher or something like that. So maybe these people have internally scared. I have some, some katti in my vaire, or the so and so, yaro indathila iva, ipdi prachana vandudha, ipdi aidithu. Yaro relatives they talk something. They will have this in mind. They will not directly ask you that question, but it will come out like this. So definitely early intervention is important. Make them understand. Chonnade tirpi cholva. We need to have a lot of patience. I totally understand. But if this is repeatedly coming, then the root cause is somewhere else. If they say, எனக்கு போய் ஏன் இது வந்துடுத்து, எனக்கு போய் ஏன் இது வந்துடுது, என்னதான் கடவுள் படுத்துறார், நான் என்ன பண்ணேன், என்ன பிராணனை வாங்குறா எல்லாரும் அப்படின்னா, it is more of a spiritual pain. It is nothing to do with the physical or a mental pain. It is more of a spiritual pain. Why me? Why am I punished for this? Why did I do this? And if you see, in the past, they would have had some anger on someone which they are coming out as a physical part. And the anger cholla mudiyama, they are holding on to the body and it comes out as a physical symptom. This is very, very, very true. So when it comes to elders, what anger they had then comes out now. But it is too late by the time. Had they got this, so as Mathangi ma'am says, forgiveness is a key. I think slowly we should all start definitely practicing forgiveness. Although we talk Allah Sanadana Dharmam Pesaram, we talk Bhagavad Gita, everything, but we don't practice it. But it definitely makes, and in palliative care, we definitely encourage a lot of forgiveness, because that definitely makes them heal mentally and physically. It does. It does. Practically, it has happened.
Excuse me, doctor. Nexitofort is a supportive medicine.
Yes.
And
So
Nexitofort, and we have to take it all through the every day. I'm taking for the past 5 years.
yeah, but without Nexito, how are you feeling? That's my question to you.
I haven't stopped it. Once I have to stop it sometime.
Just give it a try, ma'am. Now you can stop it for 3-4 days.
Okay.
If your body is able to overcome it, yes, you can do. I would rather encourage you to do a lot of breathing exercises before you go to sleep, a little bit of stretches. Warm milk definitely is a very good sleep indulgent. It has been proven scientifically.
Very
And if
difficult
you
for me
still are
to-
not feeling okay, but if the Nexito is not giving you hangover and you're able to sleep well and things, then I think you can continue. Nothing wrong in continuing.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
There's nothing wrong in continuing.
Especially for the elders, the sleeping pattern is very different. No, only at 12 or 11:30 only we are able to
sleep.
Yeah.
Ma'am, elders 5 to 6 hours sleep is more than enough.
Okay, then.
That is more than enough. One. The second thing is, I would recommend not to have much of coffee, tea in the evenings before 5 mudichidno. Again, look at what medications you're taking. If you're a diabetic, definitely 3-4 o'clock is the glycemic cycle. So morning da the cortisol level changes early morning. So whether that is disturbing, you have to be very careful. So those are the aspects which I will tell medically. But otherwise, 5 to 6 sleep. But that 5 to 6 sleep, our sleep should be very, very comfortable and calm. You should not have a disturbance or whatever it is. For a male, the disturbance of sleep definitely happens because they might have a prostate which they will not know. But adikadi urine varudhu, they'll be going. Please have a check whether they have a prostate, and that's why they are going to the urine frequently. If it is an elderly woman, I would suggest if there is a urinary tract infection, whether there is a cystitis, whether your ureters are tight, whether you have urinary stricture, urine for a block irko. So other flea urine pohama varada. These are the things which we have to do. So there are a lot of small rehab exercises, lifestyle changes which we can do. Definitely the sleep will be good.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I think we crossed.
Ma'am,
15
just
minutes
one
of the-
quick.
Yes,
one
doctor,
quick
over to
one.
you. Yeah.
Ma'am, if anybody has an issue meeting a psychiatrist, a psychologist or a life coach would be the next alternative for them to reach, because the taboo is not there. So because the life coach under psychologist try to identify and help you to come over it. Okay, so in case you find anybody like that, please bring them there so that these people can help you out. Okay, so then if need be, medication can, because these two do not give medicine. They try to make you identify how you look at it in a different angle, like how I just said of the 4A or the GLAD. So they try to make you look at the different picture, the same picture from a different angle, so that the change in the mindset might probably help you. I'm not telling all psychiatric problems can be done, but some of the problems are only in the way I look at the thing. Okay, so this might be the first step, which will give them the confidence to go to the next step. Okay.
Great suggestion, doctor. I think very much needed at this point. I think we can take last question from anyone if you want before we wrap up.
How to switch off this unconscious mind, madam?
How to?
How to switch off that unconscious thinking when we
Mind.
Ma'am, what we say is make your mind conscious. So
while
put
sleep.
your mind fully into consciousness. That is where these breathing exercises, or when we do yoga, doing yoga as an exercise ku badala, I'm doing, let's take Bhujangasana. இப்படி டப்புன்னு தூக்க கூடாது. இந்த வெர்டிப்ராக்கு மேல அடுத்த வெர்டிப்ரா உட்கார்ந்துருக்கு, அடுத்த வெர்டிப்ரா உட்கார்ந்துருக்கு. I can feel it. Yes, I can feel it. I can feel it. என் மனசு பூரா அந்த பேக் போன்ஸ்ல இருக்கு. அந்த மைண்ட்ஃபுல்லா பண்ண பண்ண என் கான்சியஸ்னஸ் இப்ப வேற எங்கேயோ, மனம் ஒரு குரங்கு தான், அது எங்க போய் உட்காரணுமோ அங்கதான் போய் உட்காரும். பட் அதை நம்ம எடுத்து வச்சுக்க ட்ரை தான் பண்ண முடியும். 10 இடத்துல போறது 100 இடத்துல போனதை 10 இடத்துக்கு போக வச்சோமா, யூ பிகம் a saint. தூங்கும்போது மேம், தூங்குறதுக்கு there are number of things. Probably at some point of time when you keep it on sleep, we will talk to you a lot on sleep, because sleep is a major issue. Okay, so there are a number of things that we can do. A simple thing, if I'm going to take, we tell it as a 4-7-8 breathing. For a count of 4, breathe in. For a count of 7, hold. For a count of 8, slowly breathe out. நம்மளோட செட் ஸ்கொயர் பாக்ஸ்ல ஒரு ஐசாஸ்லெஸ் செட் ஸ்கொயர் இருக்குல்ல, அந்த பாக்ஸ் மாதிரி. Count of 4, breathe in. Count of 7, hold your breath. Slowly from 1 to 8, slowly breathe out. This is scientifically proven to make you fall asleep faster.
Is it subconscious?
This is not a session on sleep. So that's why, because Dr. Republica also said on breathing exercise, this is one breathing exercise. Adu mari nariya things, do's before, don'ts before, do's, and the madri we can see what is to be done, what is not to be done.
Definitely,
so
I think, yeah, we will plan a very detailed session on sleep disorders,
sure,
because most of the people working on laptops, especially in our field and
yes,
industry, we struggle to sleep immediately after closing a laptop or gadgets. We only sleep with the phone next to us and get up with the same thing. So all the sleep patterns of the olden days are gone. So it's a different session by itself.
Yes. Not Karagre Vasate Lakshmi ne katal elundanda kadayadu. Mobile phone enga, status enga da ipo.
Anybody else would like to interact, or we can close the session?
I can close the session.
Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for your participation.
Thank you so much.
Very focused group and very insightful thoughts. So thank you everyone for joining in. Thank you, Dr. Mathangi.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ma, for the
Bye.
nice.
Thank you, Ma.
Thank you.